On the profile interview segment this week, I'll be speaking with the National President of the Nigerian Union of Teachers. He brought us up to speed on some of the challenges that the workers have faced in the sector, while also emphasizing on the need for increased funding in the education sector. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you, you're welcome.
The month of October is the month where we celebrate Teachers' Day, even though the exact day for celebration is October 5th.
Yeah.
This year's celebration, can you bring us up to speed on what the theme of discourse is for Nigerian teachers?
Yes, thank you very much, and I want to appreciate you, and I want to most sincerely congratulate the entire teachers of this country for yet again celebrating our day. And the theme for this year, World Teachers' Day, I said earlier that it is apt in the sense that the teacher we need for the education we want. What kind of teachers do we want? And it will interest you to know that in this country we have a serious shortage of teachers. Teachers are retiring day by day, and the good hands are going, and no commensurate replacement for most of these teachers that are leaving. And having said so, not getting teachers is not the matter, but getting the qualified teachers that will go with the trend of what is happening. You know, globally, education has gone scientifically. So
even with the advent of AI and the likes.
That is it. So it is expected that it depends on the kind of teachers that you will be looking for the type of education you need for your country. So we are happy with this very theme, and we are saying that the government of this country should look inwardly in terms of training of teachers, in terms of recruiting qualified teachers that can be able to teach in our primary and basic and secondary schools.
So would you say, as the president of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, that we have enough teachers in the country? Would you say that the brain drain has not impacted the education sector?
Certainly, even if not, the fact remains the same, that there are no teachers in our schools. I said it clearly, that if you go around our schools and even our state, teachers are retiring day by day. No commensurate recruitment to replace those teachers that have retired. It will interest you to know that there are states within this country that they have stayed for more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years even without recruiting teachers. And teachers are retiring day after day. We want to most sincerely thank His Excellency, the immediate past president of this country, for approving the retirement age of teachers from 60 to 65 of age and 35 to 40 by service. That singular act has enabled some states to be able to retain some of their teachers in their respective state.
But even though you're retaining teachers, what happens to them putting the new injected blood through the system if we don't have a new entrant? What will be your message to the federal government, state government, and maybe leaders at the local government level towards ensuring that they allow the young ones who are qualified to get into the system? Gone are the days when probably in a year 2, 3 times we'll get information that, oh, teachers recruitment is actually ongoing. But now we don't understand what's happening. It's quiet. Is it that teachers are retiring and we don't have qualified people to come and take up the job, or those that are qualified prefer to seek greener pasture? What will be your recommendation to the state government and federal government towards ensuring that we have qualified people in schools?
Thank you very much. I reiterated the need for government, both at the federal, state, and even at the local government, to be able to recruit teachers into our schools, because as it is, teachers are retiring, as I said, day in, day out, but there is no commensurate recruitment. And it's not like we don't have the qualified teachers around. We have younger teachers that are there, but government are scared. Government are refusing to kind of look inwardly to make sure that they recruit qualified ones so that those that are there can be able to serve as guide to the younger ones so that they, as they exist out, the younger one will take over from them. So that's why we agitated for the years of retirement years to be increased for our teachers so that we wouldn't allow our school to go empty. As I speak, there are schools in some of our state and in some of our local government that if you go to a school now, you realize or you meet a teacher or a headmaster. He is the headmaster, he is the classroom teacher, he teaches virtually everything. You will see a schools with a lot of students but having few teachers, maybe 2, 3. They will tell you that it's only the headmaster and one teacher that are in this school. They exist. Those schools exist.
So how does this affect the standard of education?
Definitely,
the standard that is proposed by the United Nations.
Definitely, it will affect the standard of education in our schools. The best practice is at least, you should have at least 40 to 45 people in schools, in our classroom. But there are schools where you will see 100 and something in a classroom and being mined by a teacher. So these are some of the challenges that we are having. So that's why we have been saying it day with that number, that government should see this system as a system that shouldn't be allowed to collapse. Government should be able to make sure that teachers are recruited and funding of education is key. We know the benchmark all over the world that how education should be founded. And it's no longer a hidden thing. But here we are in a country where we find it difficult to allocate substantively funds for funding of basic and secondary education in the country. So this has been our agitation to kind of plead with government. Let them look at this sector very, very well, because it's the foundation. We keep on saying the primary education and the secondary education, these two sectors are the foundation of education. Once you get it right at the primary sector and secondary sector, the other one is just a go-through thing that people will just get it right there.
Talking about funding of education and also the welfare of teachers,
yeah.
I am a product of good teachers.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity of having my teacher also becoming my mentor, and that has helped me personally.
Yeah.
And I really do not know what kind of reward that I can give to my teacher.
Certainly.
However, there's this saying that, the teaching profession is a noble profession, and many people will say, their reward is in heaven. So as the president of Nigerian Union of Teachers, the deputy president of NLC, what will be your recommendations? Which model do you think the government can actually copy or imitate in the international space, whereby the teaching profession, though noble, should also be rewarding?
Yeah, thank you very much for this very good question. Countries that have gotten it right, when you go to Singapore, you go to Finland, you go to Malaysia, you go to most of this country, they took education to be their priority. And you could see where they are today in terms of development. These are third world countries, but you could see where they are today in terms of development. In some countries, what they do is to, the best brain are being asked to go to classroom and teach, and they pay them higher. So everybody will be struggling to make sure that he becomes a teacher, because that's where the money is. But here we are in a country where going even to teacher training college, except you are unable to secure admission in other institutions, then they will say, why can't you go and manage college of education? At the end of the day, maybe you will see what you can be able to do. But in countries that have gotten it right, it is the best brain that goes to teacher training institution, so that as they graduate, they go back to classroom to impact that knowledge that they had to the system. And the government there make it a priority to make sure that teachers are adequately taken care of. Teachers are the highest paid people in such countries. But here we are today, teachers, we work not even receiving the payment. As I speak, there are states there that you will see teachers being owed salaries, and you expect them to go to classroom and teach with hunger in their stomach. Tell me, how can such a teacher put in his best? If a teacher is well taken care of, that teacher will go out of his way to make sure that he gives the best knowledge to the people. So what we are saying is that government should have a rethink. Let government come back and ask itself, where have we gotten it wrong? Then if they realize where they have gotten it wrong, then they should come back and make sure that the teacher is the key to every success in times of learning. You've said it all, that you were taught by a very good teacher. He molded you to where you are today. I'm happy to hear that. And that's the joy of every teacher. Today, if I go around the street, I come across the student that I taught. They will be rushing to talk to me that you taught me, you did this to me, and this is where I am. I will be full of myself. That is the satisfaction of a teacher. A teacher is a role model because he impacts knowledge. When you teach in the class and you ask questions and you see your pupils raising hands to answer you, you'll be happy, you'll be full of yourself. But the issue is that, are you being taken good care of? Are you being paid very well? Is your welfare being taken care of?
And talking about pension also too. How are teachers faring when it comes to pension?
Let me even not go to that one, because it's worse. These are pensioners, are retirees. I said it here, even when I was making my speech today. You understand me? Today we are here where even if salaries are being paid, the teachers are the least paid, or they will be paid as if their government is being forced to pay those teachers in our respective school, and we in our respective state, and we keep on saying it, that no, let's change the narrative, let's do what is expected. Not to talk of pensioners, a lot of teachers have retired, they are not being paid their pension, not to talk of even their gratuity. So this is the situation of we find ourselves. That's why I said this year, World Teachers Day, is very apt and prompt.
Finally, looking at the Nigerian system, we realize that the schools are major targets of
insecurity,
hoodlums, or let's say bandit attack, unknown gunmen attack. What will be your message to the federal government and state governments towards ensuring that the school is a safe place for learning?
Yes, thank you very, very much. Most of our schools are vulnerable. Most of our schools are being attacked day in, day out by bandits, kidnappers, and even teachers themselves are being taken away by kidnappers all over. So we are saying government should have maximum protection of our schools. In one of the federal university in Katsina State, about 5 or so female students were carted away. We every day we wake up, even in Zamfara State, every day bandits will come into the school and go away with the students there. Not to talk of our primary school that are located in the localities. So these are some of the things. I tell you that there are situations where because of the insecurity level, teachers don't even go to such area, even if they are asked if they are recruited and asked and are posted to such places. They say they cannot go because their life first. Because when you get there, you'll be taken away. Especially these are things that are happening in most of our state in the north. So teachers are vulnerable, students are also vulnerable. Government had to look at it. If you take statistics of students that were taken away by bandits and teachers that were taken away, that even killed by bandits and so on and so forth, it will interest you to know that the number is highly alarming. So these are things that we must sit down as a country, we must sit down as government to look at the best way that we can do to protect this very system of education. Because once the system collapses, then everything will collapse in this country. You could see that over 20 million children of age school are out of school. As I speak with you today, the statistics are there, the records are there. So it is not good for us as a country. If we are talking of children that are out of school and there are about 20 million, then something is wrong somewhere. We have to look at it very, very well and see the best way that we can be able to resolve this issue.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
It was an interesting time I had with you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Thank you. You're welcome.
And that's all we can take on today's edition of the program. Join us next week for a fresh edition of the show. I am Sharon Ijasan. Thanks for watching, and remember that labor creates wealth.